Good morning. I am the Moon Mama, and today is Friday. Friday's the day governed by Venus, and Venus is the planet that rules our ability to restore ourselves. The planet that governs Taurus and Libra, and Venus is currently in Taurus right now. And Taurus is the constellation of what we call the archetype as the artist. It's the place where our senses come to life when we're born at the beginning. There's a spark of life, and that's the Aries energy. And then the next energy that comes is our ability to be able to feel our way through our experience, our senses of touch and smell and taste and hearing, and those are the things that connect us to the earth. They connect us to the physical world reality. They connect us to ourselves. And we restore ourselves by touching and connecting, and music and food and art. All of those things are about our senses. And Venus is currently in Taurus, and Friday is a Venus day. And so guess what? It's a great day to give yourself restoration and nurture and care. One of the things that I'm experiencing that's so significant. Okay, so I'm going to just try and talk as much as I can about everything I can in this moment. So just follow me. A few years ago, when I turned 48, I started asking a deep question around, like, what was my life about? And I was not sure how I was going to be able to take care of myself. A job I had was ending. I knew that I didn't want to get myself back. I didn't want to be locked in a situation where I was always thinking about money and worried about money and how I was going to make it from one month to the next. And it was also the year I was turning 48. My mother had died when she was 48. And my father died when he was 38. So all of a sudden, I was like outliving my karma. The experiences that I had with my parents were coming to an end because I was outliving them. So I also knew that there was something really significant going on in my life, but I wasn't sure what it was or how it was. And so one day I sat down on my sofa and I just started saying to God, look, I need you to show up and show me what's going on, because I don't get it. Like, I don't want to be here and be tied to doing things that don't feel good to me. Like, I could never find work that I cared about, or like everything just felt like it always felt out of order. Things never felt right to me. And so, um, on my birthday, when I actually turned 48, I prayed and I said, okay, God, I'm about to go out of the house and I need you to give me a message. It was as simple as that. I was like, I need a message. And if I don't get a message from you, we're going to have some problems. So I go to Whole Foods and I'm shopping and I run into somebody I know, my former former therapist from like many years ago. And I'm like, "Hi, how are you?" We chat and I say to her, You have something to tell me. You have something to tell me." And she's stunned because she was like, "What?" So I tell her, I said, today I'm turning 48. My mother died when she was 48. I'm at this crossroads and I'm looking for a message, and I know you have something to tell me. And she was like, "Okay." And she's like, "Well, meet me outside. We're at Whole Foods outside after we're finished shopping." I'm like, "Okay, great." So I meet her, we talk. We had some things in common that were really significant. We had a common person in our life make his transition. And so we caught up on that. And then I said, "Okay, so tell me what it is." And she said, well, she thought for a second. She said, "You need to take a year off. Just a year of doing nothing, a year of resting, a year of allowing yourself to recuperate. Like, just can you do it?" And I was like, I couldn't, I was like, what? What? And then I just said, yeah, I'm going to do it. And oddly enough, I had an uncle who had died. Like I told you guys, I've had so many deaths, but I had an uncle who had died kind of unexpectedly of lung cancer, and he left me some money, and the money hadn't come yet. And then shortly after that, after she told me that, the money came, so I had enough money to live for a year, to pay my rent for a year. So I just lived simply for a year. And in that year, I literally allowed myself to rest. I slept, I prayed, I meditated, I ate good food. My life was simple as can be. I didn't have a lot of money. I just had enough money to live, right? And so I worked a little bit, but I didn't work much. But I know that that year changed my life. It was pivotal because I rested and I nurtured myself. And then I figured out what else I really wanted to do. And I moved in a different direction, and I took guidance from spirit, and I spent time in nature. And what I know is that when we give ourselves time to rest and get off of this grid that is the Western capitalistic cycle that's about more, 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 get, it changes our lives. And so I used that year to allow myself to stop thinking about money. I stopped worrying about money, and I created my life, my relationship to abundance. I let go of the idea of money and needing money and started aligning myself with abundance. So I started saying things like, I am an abundant universe. I am an abundant universe. I know I have everything that I need. I know that everything that I need will show up, and it started happening. Things started showing up. Clients started coming. Just all sorts of opportunities started opening up for me to do what I really love to do and desire to do. And my life changed. Now, is my life extravagant? It is not. It is a simple life, but I am so fulfilled. My gifts have increased. I'm coaching people. I'm really of service. I have purpose in ways that I never had before. And I feel aligned to spirit. I feel aligned to my higher self. And I am not a slave to money. And it's been tricky. It has not been easy. It has been scary. And so as they're doing this stimulus package, and they're going to give away, $1,200 to everyone, the thing to be mindful of is that that is not enough money to give you any sort of real relief. Not really. It's not. But it is enough money to trap your energy back into the system and get you spinning and wondering and doubting and asking, how are you going to figure it out? And what are you going to do? And oh my God, what happens now? And what's going to be when? And all of that kind of stuff. It's enough money to feed the frenzy is what it is. And so I encourage you to allow yourself to relax, to participate at the level that is good for you. And you ask yourself, what is good for me? And ask yourself, who am I? And what do I really need in order to feel fulfilled and happy? What do I really need in order to thrive? Oftentimes we think we need money. I know for me, I thought the solution for me was money. But when I realized that what I was looking for was a deep sense of security and safety, and that money couldn't give me that. And how I figured that out is because I have a lot of fucking rich people in my life who do not have safety and security, and they have money. So I realized that that is not what money offers. Money is something else. Money is the extension of our work. Money is the profit and the abundance that comes from the work that we do. And so but if we're not working inside of our purpose, inside of our pleasure, inside of our passion, then money is a hook that enslaves us to things that we don't desire, to things that really don't serve us. So I'm just sharing my process. If you would like coaching to learn how to do this, I'm totally willing to help and happy to do it. While now Saturn is in Aquarius, this is a great time to start focusing on accessing who you really are, because that is what Saturn in Aquarius is about. It's about you stepping outside of this 3D reality that enslaves us to time and discipline and these physical world structures, and moving yourself into the nature of Uranus, which is where the moon is today in Taurus, and Uranus is in Taurus, to come into a new way of being, a new way of accessing prosperity through pleasure, through joy, through connection, through service, through things that fulfill you, the things that actually make you feel good. And so with that, I just wanted to share that. The moon is in Taurus today. Nurture yourself, care for yourself, love yourself, ask the deeper questions, and be willing to do something different. All right, peace and blessings. I'm the Moon Mama. Have a wonderful day.